Hey guys! So today is a special video. It is going to be in honor of the 10 days until the Phantom Pain comes out. That is right, people. And because I'm so excited and I'm such a fucking fan of Metal Gear, I am going to be doing 10 days of videos related to Metal Gear Solid. I've seen a lot of videos come out recently of people trying to explain the Metal Gear series as fast as they can. They just kind of told the main facts and they kind of forgot a lot of the really important stuff that made these stories so memorable and important. And so I figured I would do my take on my little recap of each Metal Gear game. So I am not going to be doing them in chronological order. I'm going to be doing them in order of the way that I played them and the way that most people played them. So I will be starting with Metal Gear Solid because that is the first Metal Gear I played in 1998. So let's get started. There is a terrorist organization known as Foxhound that has taken over a nuclear disposal facility on an island off the coast of Alaska named Shadow Moses. We are Solid Snake, also known as David. He was a soldier. He is retired now. He used to be part of the Foxhound unit, but he is living his life peacefully in Alaska. But he is called out of retirement by his old buddy, Roy Campbell. He used to work with him. He was an associate of him in his previous missions, Metal Gear and Metal Gear 2 Snake's Revenge. Okay, so they are buddies. He asks him to please save the world one more time and come and stop this Foxhound group. Now, what is Foxhound doing? Foxhound is taking over Shadow Moses Island, the nuclear disposal facility, where they are threatening to kill everybody. They have a nuke on the island and will kill whoever they want unless their demands are met. They want the remains of Big Boss's body. Who is Big Boss? Big Boss is the world's, this is all we know about him in this game, is the world's most legendary soldier. He is dead and they want his remains so that they can build an army of genome soldiers built from his DNA and take over the world. So obviously not demands that we want to meet as the US. So basically Snake is sent in to rescue two of the hostages that are on the island. Those two hostages are the DARPA chief, Donald Anderson, and the Arms Tech president, Kenneth Baker. Why do we care about these people? Well, they both have codes that go into launching the nuke. So once the terrorist organization finds out their codes, they can have the capability of launching the nuke. So he's sent in, it's a solo mission, it's a stealth mission, we are secret. We have a team with us. We have, as I mentioned before, Colonel Campbell, he's Roy Campbell, an old associate of Solid Snake's from back in the day, used to work for Foxhound together. We also have a Naomi Campbell, she's kind of like our doctor lady, she's a British, she talks like this, and I'm Naomi, and understands nanomachines. Nanomachines are these little things in Solid Snake's body. He's too cold, he's gonna get hypothermia. She can like remotely inject stuff in his body so he doesn't get hypothermia. It's really weird and confusing. We also have our friend Mei Ling, and she basically, I don't know what the fuck she does, but she's where you save your game. We also have our old war buddy, McDonald Miller, who was our old mentor back in the day, and I guess he is just there for emotional support. So we sneak in via water entrance and sneak our way up to the top of the facility where there's a heliport, and in the heliport there's a hind, and that is where we first see the leader of Foxhound, the evil leader, Liquid Snake. That's kind of weird. He has the same code name as us, basically. He flies off in the Hind D. You have to get into the building, so we go through some shafts, and we get some help from the little mice. Find where the DARPA chief is. We go, we crawl in some vents, we see a hot chick doing some push-ups in her bed, and then we see the DARPA chief. And the DARPA chief tells us, oh man, they already have my code. There's this guy named Psycho Mantis that is part of the Foxhound terrorist organization, and he can read people's minds, hence Psycho Mantis, I guess. And he already got the codes. Bummer, dude, that's fucking off. That's just horrible. And what happens to the DARPA chief? He dies of a sudden heart attack. Oh my god, he just died of a heart attack. What happened? Oh my god, nobody knows. But, you know, who does know is somebody that is outside, confronts Snake, and it's a girl, and it's a girl voice, and she has rookie eyes, and her safety's on, so she's obviously a rook. And while they're having this banter back and forth, and Solid Snake's calling her out, some guards enter the room. They defeat the guards, and she just runs off with her ass jiggling back and forth, which is something important and something we need to remember. But as she's running, we see a, like, kind of hallucination of Psycho Mantis saying, "Good girl." And then the elevator closes and she's gone. Now what do we need to do? We need to go see where Kenneth Baker is DARPA chief told us he thinks that he's in the armory, so we go to the armory. We find him strapped to a bunch of C4, and he's old as shit, and he's just like, oh my god. Foxhound's own Ocelot comes in with his revolver. His name is Revolver Ocelot for obvious reasons, twirling around, showing off, just wants to duel us. So we have an epic gunfight. We stop for a conversation. A cyborg ninja comes out of nowhere, slices the dude's hand, and like goes crazy and just disappears, and Ocelot runs away because his hand's fucking cut off. We help Kenneth Baker off of the C4, and he tells us, oh fuck dude, I'm a pussy. I gave them my code, we're screwed. Oh my god, now they have the capability of launching a nuke. And he says, what, the DARPA chief talked? And he's like, no, DARPA chief told me Psycho Mantis read his mind. And he goes, there's no way the Psycho Mantis could have read his mind because we have mind shielding in our brains, so people can't read their minds. So he calls bullshit on that. Then he accuses us of killing DARPA chief, and he starts hitting us with a cane, and he's all mad. But he does tell us that Roy Campbell's niece, Meryl Silverberg, is on the premises, and she was working with Foxhound, and when they decided to revolt and take over, she didn't want to go along with it, so they locked her in a cell. Hence, her dressing up as a guard and taken off. He tells me I need to call her on the codec. In the back of the box, the original PS1 packaging has her code on it. Good luck figuring that out. Then all of a sudden he dies of a heart attack, accuses it the government being part of it, and he's like, oh, those bastards, and dies. I call Meryl, I say, yo, what's up? I'm working for your uncle, and I'm Solid Snake. She's like, oh my god, he's Solid Snake, oh my god, he's such a big deal, oh my god, I love him so much. And she basically tells us we need to get a hold of Hal Emmerich. He made Metal Gear, and he is basically the kind of nerdy genius guy that I should probably get in touch with to figure out how to stop the launch. Go through this little, like, overpass snow area, and we get a call on the codec from this guy named Deep Throat, and he's like, there are mines there, Snake, there's mines there. Hangs up, what the fuck? It's not all that's in the canyon, there's a tank in the canyon. Vulcan Raven, one of the members of Foxhound, he's all buff. He tells us he's gonna kill us. We have a tank battle with him, but really he just drives the tank, and he makes his little gunman go on the top, and we just throw grenades at them, and then he blows up. And then he just hides in there, I guess, and then we find where Hal Emmerich's office is. Surrounded by gas. We see a cyborg ninja literally slaughtered like 20 men. And he's like got one on his sword. And he's in self-camouflage so you can't see him, which is pretty crazy. And so yeah, what do? We follow him into the office. And we get in the office, Ninja's cornered this Hal Emmerich guy, and he's like pissing himself. He's like a little nerd. He's freaking out. You know, this cyborg ninja's gonna kill him. We approach the ninja and be like, yo, let's fight. The ninja's being really weird, like, I know you, Snake, and like talking like we know each other and stuff. And as we battle, he wants to die. He's freaking out. He's like, yeah, kill me, hurt me more. We come to the realization that that guy is Gray Fox. He used to be one of our old buddies back in the day. And I ended up killing him on a minefield because he was on the wrong side. So he was dead, but apparently not, because he's now in a cyborg ninja form. We call Campbell and we're like, dude, this guy's fucking ninja now. And Naomi gets all weird about it, and she's like, oh, he's alive, he's a ninja. You don't know why Naomi gives a fuck, but she does. We go talk to Otacon. He's pissed himself. He's crying. We learn that his name is Otacon because he loves Japanese animes and otaku and all that kind of stuff. We have him as a buddy. Now, basically, we're gonna go find Meryl and make sure that she's okay. We get to find her because we have to look at her ass. See, it was important to look at that ass. So we are looking around, and she walks like this. So it's pretty obvious which one's Meryl. She, you know, runs to the bathroom, and if you get there fast enough, you can see her in her pixelated underwear. Oh, pixelated underwear. And you guys have a talk about, you know, she wants to be this great soldier, and she has a fake tattoo, and, you know, she just wants to be taken seriously, and the Snake basically is like, oh, fuck off, like, war sucks, I'm not a hero, get over it, whatever. So she refuses to just hide somewhere, and she wants to join him. We need to get to this communications tower to get over to where Rex is being held. I guess Otacon told us that or something. So we head through this room called the Commander Room, where we find Psycho Mantis. And Psycho Mantis gets into Meryl's brain, and she's like, oh, make love to me. And she's like, gonna shoot me. So you knock her ass out. And then you have to defeat Psycho Mantis, but he can read your mind. So you have to take your controller from port 1, PlayStation 1, port 1 to port 2, and that way he cannot read your mind. So you defeat him, and then you hear his long sob story about how his dad hated him, and he's just done all this bad shit his whole life, and then he wants to help them, and he kind of outs Meryl because she's in love with you all of a sudden. You've known her for like 10 minutes, and she's like has a huge place in her heart for you. I don't know. He helps you with a secret passageway to get to the communication tower faster. You go to the communication tower, you go in there, and Meryl gets her ass shot immediately by a sniper. So Meryl's laying there on the floor like, just leave, Snake, just leave me. And you're like, no, I'm not gonna leave you. So then you have to go all the way back to the fucking armory at the fucking beginning of the game where you first snuck in and get a PSG-1. By the time you get over there, oh, Meryl's gone, but there's still a sniper. You find out that it's Sniper Wolf. She's part of Foxhound, and she's like the best sniper in the world, and she's badass. So you have to defeat her. If you don't have diazepam, you're fucked. You hear her like, ah, and you think basically she's dead, so you run to the end of the communication tower, but she's faking it. And it's her and a couple guards, and they knock your ass out. When you come to, you're kind of half there, kind of half not there. You kind of hear Liquid Snake's not happy with Ocelot because Ocelot killed the DARPA chief and all this stuff. You don't really know what makes sense. When you really fully come to, it's just you and Otacon. It's just you and Ocelot's a sadistic asshole that loves to torture. So he's going to torture you to try to figure out how this specific key works that will help Rex do something. He needs to know how this key works. You don't know how this key works. And so he tortures you, and he tells you, you know, if you give up, I'll kill Meryl, but the torture will stop. Or, you know, if you don't give up, then I'm just going to keep torturing your ass forever. He tortures you, and then he has to go do some official business. So then you get put in a cell with just one guard outside, and that guard has diarrhea issues. So then he basically has to keep running to the bathroom. So there's a couple different ways you can do it. You can hide under the bed as he goes to the bathroom. He's like, where'd he go? Comes in and checks you out. But one of my favorite ones is if you wait long enough, Otacon will come. I thought you were hungry, so I brought you some ketchup and like a handkerchief or something. And so you act like the ketchup's your blood and you lay over it, and then the guard thinks you're dead. And he comes in, you knock him out. And then you can be on your merry way. So when you're in the cell, there's a DARPA chief there, and he's got maggots all over him. So he's been dead for like 3 days or something like that. Who was the DARPA chief that you were talking to earlier that had a heart attack? So then now we go back to the communication tower. You have to run up like 50,000 flights of stairs with a bunch of guards chasing us. By the time you get up to the top, Liquid Snake is up there with a hind D. Keeps calling you brother and being really weird, and you have to basically battle him on the rooftop. It's pretty epic. You battle him, and then you have to rappel off of the building because he blew up the connecting bridge. When you get down to floor level, Sniper Wolf's in a big field. She's wearing white. It's really hard to see, and she's just hiding behind trees and stuff. So it's a pretty epic battle. You gotta kill Sniper Wolf. You end up killing her, and as she's dying, you go over and hear her life story, and you find out that Otacon's in love with her. He comes over, he's like, oh my god, why? I love her, she let me pet her wolves, we had a connection, blah blah blah. She dies. So then now you get into this other building. You have to go through this kind of cooler area. It's like a storage area, but it's all cold and stuff, and then Vulcan Raven's there with a huge minigun. So you have to battle him with the minigun, you kill him, and then he gets eaten by his raven, so there's only a minigun left. It's pretty epic. Then we finally get to the underground base, which is where Metal Gear Rex is being stored. It's like this big moment because you just keep hearing about Rex the whole game, and then you finally see it, and it's like, oh, it's crazy. McDonald Miller's like, you gotta get this key card, and that's how you'll stop Metal Gear Rex. Naomi calls you and is all weird, and she's like, I have to tell you something, I have to tell you the truth, they're all lying to you. She tells you that she hates you, and that's why she got involved with this mission, is she hates you because her brother was Gray Fox. Her whole family was killed, and he took her in and kind of like took care of her. Little did she know that Gray Fox actually killed her parents, but we find that out later. So she wanted to kill Snake and wanted to punish him, and had created this thing called Fox Die, which is basically where your heart cells commit suicide. He has it in his system, and she's wanting to kill him. The government knew about this, so like Campbell and all them knew that she had planted this Fox Die in him. And then she gets cut off and she gets arrested or something. She's like, what the fuck? We enter the card, and it's like, okay, Metal Gear Rex activated. And we're like, what? Like, no, I just deactivated it. And we get a call from McDonald Miller. He's acting all weird. He's like, thank you. And being all smug. And we're like, what the fuck, Miller? What's going on? Like, not putting two and two together at all that you look just like Liquid with sunglasses on. And so, yeah, we find out that it was Liquid Snake. So basically we just helped them because the DARPA chief was already dead. And the DARPA chief that we talked to was actually Decoy Octopus, which is the other member of Foxhound we never technically see because he looks like the DARPA chief. He dies from Fox Die, that is in my system, basically, is what's killing all these people. So then you get out of that conversation, and you're stuck in like a a gas chamber room, basically, and you have to break out. Once you break out, then you go outside, and Liquid's standing there near Rex. Called you brother a bunch again, and you're like, why you call me brother? And you find out that he's your twin brother, and that you guys are actually clones of Big Boss. Mind blown. And you guys are both genetically engineered clones of him. You're not even real people. And you killed your dad. Wow. That's one way to find out, right? Liquid Snake is basically mad because he's all the recessive genes and Solid Snake's all the dominant genes. And he jumps on Metal Gear Rex. We're fighting Metal Gear Rex. In the middle of the fight, Gray Fox, the cyborg ninja, comes in, tries to save us. He gets crushed by Rex. It's super sad. You basically end up taking down Rex. You think Liquid's dead. Nope, Liquid's not dead. You end up having an epic battle on the top of Rex. And Meryl's sitting there, like, dying. You don't know if she's dead or not. You have 2 minutes or something because the Secretary of Defense took over Campbell, and Campbell is being arrested. And basically was like, oh, we're going to fucking bomb the shit out of this place so that all this is covered up so you can never say that we knew about Fox Die. Because the government knew about Fox Die and wanted to use Solid Snake to go in there and basically kill everybody by just coming into contact with him. And so they keep everything secret. So we fight him. We think we killed Liquid Snake. Meryl, if you didn't succumb to the torture, will be like, oh, hey, guy, what happened? Oh, hey. And then you're like, oh, we gotta get out of here. It's gonna fucking blow up. So you get into this little Jeep, you're driving away, and who comes up? Liquid Snake again. And you guys get in a car crash once you get outside, and then Liquid's, like, gonna come up and shoot you, and then he gets killed by Fox Die. He's like, Fox Die. He dies. You get a call from Colonel, like, yo, I'm back. The Secretary of Defense is now getting arrested for treason. Like, I got control of the mission. Like, no bombs are coming. Everything's cool. We're gonna fucking bust this shit open and expose the government. And so you're like, yay, I'm good. Well, I guess I better go into hiding because I just did all this and the government's gonna want me dead. And then Meryl gets on your little snowmobile. You guys see, like, an elk. Talk about genes and DNA and shit. And then you ride off into the sunset together. That's pretty much it, I think. There's always a phone call at the end, but I don't remember what the phone call was. I'm sure it was Ocelot. Ocelot's still alive, and I think he was talking to the president, because the president knew about this. So even though the Secretary of Defense got arrested, the president was still down for all of it. Alright, well, I helped you guys. I know it's not very fast, but you just can't explain Metal Gear and all of its loveliness that fast. Alright, well, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you for 9 more days. Bye!